Hello guys, welcome to the daily video. So, a few things have happened today. First of all, I have been checking the analytics for the campaign that's currently running for a product that I'm testing, and at the start of the day, it was not looking good. So, I actually put a screenshot of my metrics in Subi's Discord to see if I can get some help because, yeah, like the click-through rate on 4 out of 5 of the Callow ads, I basically just ripped them all from Callow, right? And 4 out of the 5 of the ads had very good click-through rates. Like, I'm talking 10% up. Some of them were 18% click-through rate, which is like insane, right? But one of them had a 2% click-through rate, and the cost per click was over £2. The other cost per clicks were like 30p. So I was thinking, okay, that ad's just clearly not as good. But then Meta was just pushing that single ad like a shit ton. And I was thinking, what the hell's going on, bro? Why is Meta griefing? And then I like put the screenshots in. I was like, is there any reason why I shouldn't just cut that ad? And one guy called Rehan, the goat, he sent me like some voice notes. And I kind of already knew this, but it hadn't really clicked in my head until I spoke to this guy. So if you guys don't know, you probably do know if you've been doing ecom for any sort of length of time and you know marketing, but basically when you're running a campaign, there's obviously different awareness levels, right? And your ads will target different awareness levels. So apologies if you've heard this like a billion times before. I feel like I have, but I just still didn't deep it. But basically, different ads in your campaign are aimed at different audiences, right? And the top of funnel ads that target the most unaware people, they're not really going to convert people, but they're just going to kind of make them aware of the product and aware of the brand and the problem, right? And those ads often get a lot more spend because there's obviously a lot more people that need the problem solving. It's only the middle of the funnel that target people that know about the problem, and the bottom of the funnel ads that people that know about your brand that actually convert customers. So obviously I'm seeing the metrics where like one ad is taking up a lot more spend, but it's not really converting and it's not getting clicks. Whereas some of the other ads are converting and they are getting clicks. And I was thinking, what the hell, bro? Why are we not pushing those ads? But it might be because Meta is trying to educate the audience a little bit. But then again, it could also just be that Meta's griefing and is just throwing my money in the wrong places. That is very also a possibility because obviously it's only day 2 testing today. But I did get a sale on the way home, which was nice to see that. I'm currently sitting at around a 1.4 ROAS on the day. And I'd really like to see some more sales today already, because the click-through rate was like insane and the cost per click was insane, but the ROAS and add to carts are not insane. And also I think it's probably due to the product that I'm running, because it's not like a need to buy, it's a want to buy for sure. I was talking to Rehan, he was like, yeah, you need to, when you're dealing with products like that, it requires a lot more skill and you've got to like market it in a different way. So yeah, that's something I've definitely learned. And another thing that he said was, because I was saying to him, my sort of idea of different awareness stages was that if you have Callow ads, they're always going to be UGC, and UGC is always top of funnel. I don't know why, but that's what I thought, right? But all of these videos were UGC, and obviously one of them is more top of funnel. So actually, when I'm running Callow tests, I'm going to be more careful with the ads that I choose to run, because I just picked the top 5 that were most converting, because that's what I've always done. But it might actually be wise to think about it a bit more and maybe try and pick a selection of Callow ads where some are top of funnel, some are middle of funnel, some are bottom funnel. Because Rehan said, always make sure you're confident when you launch a test that you've given it some good chances and that you know what you're doing. Because if you're like me and you just kind of chuck your money at the wall with random ass ads, you don't really know if it was the product or just a skill issue. So now I've got that in mind, next time I launch a test, I'm going to make sure that I build out a funnel with the creatives so that they're targeting all the awareness stages. And another thing that I did was, yesterday, I saw that it had no add to carts, and I kind of panicked because I was like, why the hell are these not converting? I'm not getting any add to carts. And I just changed the price at like 4 p.m. I just changed it from $79 to $59. And Rehan was like, yo, don't do that. Like, if you do a big price change like that in the test, it's just adding more variables and could potentially make it worse. So that's another thing noted for next time. Be confident in the offer and actually give it some thought before I launch. And obviously make sure the creatives are designed to target different awareness stages. Some knowledge that I have learned today. So yeah, that was nice to get some feedback from bro. I had a look in colour this morning and I couldn't find anything, and I can't lie, like, I'm getting like low-key desperate at this point. Just, bro, give me a product, man. It's not good. Gonna look on colour again tonight, and I'm gonna try and look for products that have a little bit of a funnel built out already, and see if I can just use that knowledge to maybe beat out some other people that are doing a similar thing and maybe run it at a higher budget. But guys, I'm getting like low-key desperate. I've been watching Ben's old videos. So if you don't know Ben Fachani, bro's just the GOAT basically. And I literally went back, and now he's just like living up in China or some bullshit. And I was like going through his, there we go. I was like going through his old videos, trying to find the videos where he was at the stage where I am now. And I found them. And guys, I can't lie, I don't know what the hell I've been doing, because, bro, Ben was fast. Like, he was at the stage where I am now about 5 months ago. So there's that. I am way less experienced than I think I am because of how much time I just wasted. And another thing, when Ben was testing at this stage, he was making profit. And I'm not. And I think part of, like, obviously this is kind of cope, but from what he was saying in his videos back then, like, his CPMs were like 10 times lower than I am. Like, his CPMs were literally $10. My CPMs are like $120. I swear to God, with any product that I test. Obviously, it depends on the industry, but Meta's like orders of magnitude more expensive now than it was when he was testing. And also, I think Callow's a lot more competitive too. But this is what I'm hoping. So, this is something that's out of my control, you know? I can't change the CPM, and I can't change how many people are ripping on Callow. However, it's still possible, right? And if I can learn how to win when the landscape is this difficult, then inevitably, when the price comes down again, and everyone gives up on Callow because it's too competitive, and I'm there that's just like fought through the entire thing, I'm going to be just the GOAT, because I will have figured out a way. I'm going to be that good where I can win even when I've got this much against me. That's what I'm thinking. So it's not an excuse. Like, yes, I feel like the landscape was easier when Ben was at where I am right now. However, it's not an excuse to cry about it, because there's nothing I can do, to be fair. And I'm just gonna try and use my skills to still make it work, basically. That's kind of my mindset with it. Also, another thing that I noticed from what Ben was doing, he was like way more active in the community, I would say, than I am. Like, he was posting on Twitter, he was joining live streams, he was doing live streams, and stuff like that, which is kind of interesting because I'm more of like a head down, figure it out myself kind of guy. Like, it's only recently where I've actually started making friends in ecom and like even being on Discord, if you know what I mean. So that's been really good. I've started to sort of reach out a little bit more to people. I'm in like a small group with like 5 guys, and we're all, you know, in the trenches, chat on it like almost daily, which is really cool. And I think things like that are really going to make a change. But yeah, like, I think I'm a lot further. I've got so much to learn that like, I've got a lot of this journey for me has been to destroy my ego. I think I was way too arrogant for a lot of this journey, and I thought I knew my shit, and I really just didn't. I thought I could do everything myself. I thought I just, 6 months, I'll figure it out. Bro, I've been humbled, like, beyond belief. Realistically, you need help, and you also need to work with others, because I don't know if it's just the way that I am and the way that I've been brought up, but yeah, struggling on your own is not the one, and also you've got to just become an eternal student to the game as well. Like there's so much you know, there's so much to know that you don't know, that you don't know you don't know. You get me, Rev? And I think part of that is just from like school, because you're kind of taught to just struggle on your own at school and not try and get help. So that might be why. And I was quite an academic kid. If you can't tell, I'm an extremely flipping privileged, like, you know, did well in school type of guy. Yeah, which is quite funny. I think it's quite rare for my sort of archetype to do something like this, because I already had a career sort of lined up, and I could have just quite easily done decent in that, and I'm sort of just throwing myself in the shit to try and make it, basically. And talking of being in the shit, I just took my car for a service today. I got the flipping quote back. Bro, it's not actually too bad. Like, it's not that bad. I'm trying to leak my address and my registration. That would be bad. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. £585 for brake pads, brake discs, headlights, both wipers, track rod end, sump, and labour. Just kind of peak, guys, because not only have I got to pay 600 quid to fix my car, I also just have to pay 150 quid to get it serviced, and got to pay like 1.5k for the insurance, and this is pounds, by the way, guys, not dollars. And then I've got to tax and MOT it. So yeah, and if you don't know, I kind of low-key spent all my savings on Subi's course, so it's gonna be a difficult Q4, I think, for me, guys, unless I can actually just figure this shit out. Thinking about cancelling my kickboxing membership. I'm also thinking about just not using my car, like, at all, until I can get some money, and then I can insure it again. Like, yeah. That's the doorbell. I guess this video is about to end. What the hell? Someone at the door.
Good afternoon, parcel for Joe.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Very much, man. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Parcel for Joe.
Lucky Joe.
Lol. Alright, guys. Gonna enjoy my lovely dinner. I'm gonna go to MMA and potentially cancel my membership because I'm too broke. Guys, just gotta make this work. Thanks for watching the video. If you're watching this from the future and I'm rich and successful, just know this was a difficult point to navigate. And if you're also here, don't worry, bro. You'll probably figure it out if I figure it out. If I end up giving up, then it's not looking good for you, but hopefully I don't. We'll see. Bye.